Good afternoon and welcome to my podcast. My name is Julia Glaser, and today I will be connecting one of my favorite books, Animal Farm, and Stalin's 5-year plan to what we are very much experiencing today with the coronavirus, Trump's 3-phase plan. This will be one of my more exciting podcasts because today you will get to hear from not only me, but Napoleon and Snowball as well. I'm so glad they were able to take a break from the farm to join us today. Okay, guys, I have a couple questions, and I know our listeners definitely want to hear from you. Who wants to go first?
Me.
No, me.
Snowball, I'm the leader. I should go first.
Guys, come on. I want to get input from both of you, and our listeners don't have time for your arguing. So, I heard a little rumor on the farm about some windmill. Would either of you happen to know what I'm talking about?
Rumor? It was just one of my great ideas for the farm.
Great idea? What was going through your mind that made you think powering a machine to create electricity on the farm was a great idea? The animals need to focus on growing food on the farm, not wasting their time building a windmill.
Oh, Napoleon, you know that building a windmill so the animals, including you, will have electricity on the farm is a great idea. You just never want to agree with me. You know that the only reason you don't want to build a windmill is because you won't go along with anything I say. Just admit it. You see me as a threat, Napoleon.
That's not true. You take that back.
Enough with the bickering. There isn't enough time on the podcast for all of this. Thank you both for taking the time to leave the farm and join me here today. I hope to see you again soon. Let's move on and bring the topic of Stalin's 5-year plan to our attention. Overall, the plan was to transition the Soviet Union from a weak, poorly controlled state into an industrial powerhouse. Stalin's 5-year plan was built up over time. According to Google Scholar, in the section called Stalin's 5-year plan and the hardships, Lamont states that while the animals in the book are just like the people in the revolution, Stalin's 5-year plan had many hardships, just like the animals in the book. It provides a clear understanding of how the hard work of the animals allowed them to run the farm on their own, and how the hard work of Stalin led him to accomplish the 5-year plan. Going back to the interview, Stalin created the 5-year plan to improve industry in the Soviet Union, just like Napoleon and Snowball disagree about the making of the windmill. Napoleon used his authority to persuade the animals to believe the windmill had always been his idea, and got everyone to turn on Snowball. In comparison to the windmill action that occurred on the farm, Donald Trump has a plan that relates very much to it. Trump's plan unveiled guidelines for ending lockdown and stay-at-home orders due to the coronavirus pandemic. Just like Stalin planned on changing the industrial union from a poorly controlled union to an industrial powerhouse, Trump plans on changing our stay-at-home routine to a cleverly run plan to get everything back to normal slowly. Another comparison that can be made between the two plans is that they both have guidelines and restrictions that need to be followed in order for the plan to work correctly. I'm getting a message from Snowball and Napoleon on the farm. Apparently, the windmill was ruined after the animals labored for so long to build it. Based on Satori, Jenna Elgelda stated that the failed ideas of Stalin's 5-year plan show that it would continue on even due to the mishaps, and that Stalin was not going to give up. Related to Stalin's 5-year plan, after the windmill destruction, the animals continued to make other plans. Both Stalin and Napoleon kept promising that their new plans would solve the other problems. Fauci, just like Napoleon, looks at numbers and statistics to determine what his next step will be in guiding the country through the pandemic. Similarly, Napoleon uses facts and data gathered throughout the farm to guide his decision-making. Donald Trump's 3-phase plan identifies when and how different parts of the country will reopen. So many people are jumping on the bandwagon, as seen in Jacksonville and Los Angeles, where beaches are opening and crowded. It will be interesting to see in the next 2 weeks if the beginning of Trump's 3-phase plan will show positive progression, with many businesses opening back up, or if the coronavirus will relapse and show failure just like Stalin's 5-year plan has shown over and over. I sure hope we see success throughout Trump's plan, because I, for one, don't want to see any more failures. Thank you so much for tuning into my podcast today, and a big thank you to our guest speakers, Napoleon and Snowball, who came all the way from the farm. Please tune in again as I have so many more intriguing topics planned for you guys. I'll see you next time on Union News featuring Julia Glaser.